Hey Nova. So I'm making this right after making the intro, and I've just been thinking about death a little bit this morning. And yeah, I've taken death kind of seriously through my life, and it's been one of my biggest struggles is trying to deal with it. Sorry for the noise if that made a lot of noise, but it's probably one of the things I've struggled with the most in my life. And it's something that I somewhat overcame through dissociative disorder. And I'll just kind of start with that. So at the beginning of dissociative disorder, I said, why me? Like, God, why are you doing this to me? I don't want to die. And then halfway through, it was more along the lines of, I understand why this is happening to me. I placed guilt on myself for things that I had done in the past and for who I was. And I said, just if it's going to happen, just do it. And then finally, it was, I give up. I let go. I'm not going to let this take control of my life. And if it has to happen, it's going to happen. So I'm fine with it when it does. But for now, I'm going to do what I need to do. I think that's a good way to act. And I think death is a funny thing. I mean, it's necessary. And, you're super young, but I haven't shied away from being honest with you about some things. And we talk about the duality, and you can't have the bottom of your hand without the top. If I was all right, it'd be impossible, because eventually, even if you split me in half, there's going to be a left. If there's life, there's death. When there's summer, there's winter. And now in Zen, I believe it's Zen, if not Buddhism or Taoism, one of the two. Or one of the three, I just said. They don't believe that life is dual. They believe that it's outside of that. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around what exactly that means, because I'm reading Zen by Alan Watts currently. But yeah, a few things that helped me through it was a lot of Alan Watts. Part of it was letting go, but he helped. Um, One thing that he says that I think is like one of the most profound, beautiful things is, we're all scared of this thing called death. We're all scared to go to sleep and never wake up again. But one day we woke up without ever remembering going to sleep. Do you remember going to sleep? Do you remember where you were before you got here? And he says, so what kind of afterlife could follow this? Well, certainly it can't be nothing. Or maybe it is nothing, but eventually that nothing is going to turn into something, because you can't have this experience without the nothingness, but you can't have the nothingness without this. And it's a bounce, it's a dance back and forth like life. It's a rhythm. Everything has its opposite. And as above, so below, as above. So that helps a lot. A nice story that I heard recently is there's a physicist who was trying to find, the answer. And he had taken some mescaline, which is a psychedelic drug, which don't do until you're 18, please, at least. Really, ideally, don't experiment until 25, but, at 18, it is what it is. But, he took mescaline, had like this really bad trip, and went to lay down. And eventually, he just gave up and said, like, if I'm gonna die, just kill me. I let go. I give up. And in that moment, he had an intense religious experience where he saw like these entities, which are similar to the ones you hear, with stories of DMT and all those of the sort. And he eventually said that he spoke with God, and it was no words, but he got this feeling, this rush, and that's the only way you can explain it. In Taoism, Buddhism, whatever, when they talk about enlightenment, it's not something that they can teach. And it's an experience. And the answer to life through his spiritual experience was an experience. It wasn't words. But he said when he felt this, he just belly laughed. It was just so easy and simple. The answer to all of this was so simple that all he could do was just laugh. And it was just beautiful. And I love that idea that when we die, we're just going to laugh. We're going to laugh at the answer. And then, if you believe in reincarnation, we're just going to come right back here to ask the question again, just so we can laugh at the end of it. So then you wonder if we're doing all this, if we're taking all this, and it's so simple that it's funny. Why are we taking any of it so serious? Life should be about play. If you want to go off and stay away from society, then do that and play. But if you stay in society, if you like competition, Nova, if you like that, then make it play. Don't work. It's all a game. And not in a meaningless, senseless way. We're here to play. I believe so. And it's easier said than done not to take things serious. It is. I take life serious all the time. But one last thing I'd like to leave you on is from the book that I've been reading. And I think that it's just funny. This is paraphrasing. The simple man takes life as it is, just as it comes. The seeker looks for the God, the truth, and the absolute reality behind life. The perfect man, who is consciously one with Tao, takes life as it is, just as it comes. So, I think it's a beautiful one. But this has been about 8 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep them around that time, just because I'm sure you don't want to listen to hours and hours and hours of me talking. But I just realized that like my folders and shit have been up this entire time. But I want to leave you with a song. And this doesn't have much to do with death, but it's just a song that I enjoy. It will be Westside Boogie's LOL SMH2. And make sure you listen through to the beat switch. It's a pretty good song. I like this song. Let me full screen it so you can see which one I'm talking about. It's on this album, which I think is called More Black Superheroes. So, as always, I love you. Hope everything's good. I hope I'm still here with you, but if not, I'm glad I could leave these behind for you.